Salam alaikum. It is my great pleasure and honor to talk once again to Professor Ahmed Salama. We have been together in Cyprus University in recognition, and then we are together now in Marlinskaya Academy in Moscow. In fact, another professor from Egypt is there, Madame Bohra. We are working together in some senses of the term working and in senses of togetherness. We belong to same scientific associations. We have from the basis a mathematical preparation, and Professor Salama, more than me, went into the health sciences. In fact, he did the necessary issues to make a school of nursing, to whom I spoke last year once in a shorter video. And also this year she's preparing in Fairuz in April a congress. And then it appears that inshallah, Professor Florentine Smaradance and me, we are going to stay for some time working in Egypt with your team. Allow me to talk a little bit about myself. I am lesser than my father. My father was once in Egypt in 1991 in a statistics congress in Cairo. In fact, my father is the founder of statistics in Portugal. My father was African. My father was African from Mozambique and founded the statistics of extremes. My father was in 1977 the first Secretary of State for Science in a socialist government who was the first constitutional government in democracy. In fact, he is one of the founders of the Socialist Party. He was State Secretary for Science, and he put research in the universities. There is a small similarity at a lesser scale that he did it in Egypt, the biggest and longest in time museum of the world is the one in Cairo. And my father brought to Portugal a smaller museum of anthropology. My father did this job for a short time. In fact, he died early of a heart attack. He died younger than me. And somehow I followed him. I followed him in the history and philosophy of sciences. And somehow I brought them to Africa, that he left in the youth. Essentially, I built mathematics and philosophy in Cape Verde, and then I worked eastward. I went to the Pacific and did the same, essentially, in Timor. Nowadays, it appears, inshallah, with luck, that we are cooperating together. I shall be there in a congress, and I hope to prolongate my stay for a longer time. I hope that there will be an investment similar from the Egyptian government, namely at national and at local level in the School of Philosophy, as my father has done in a way similar, first as professor and secondly as a government member. In fact, my father built the scientific centers in the universities, and if I understand well, the philosophy already has in Egypt television to whom I think I'm talking now, and has also a group of mathematics. I hope that philosophy becomes a recognized current for science in Egypt. In fact, Egypt, I follow for a long time what Egypt did in sciences. I cannot forget that Euclid lived in Egypt, in Alexandria, and he built the elements for the basis of geometry. And nowadays in Alexandria, we have the pioneer, Professor El Nashian, the pioneer of chaos, solitons, and fractals. In our center, not in our center, sorry, in our Moscow Academy, Marlinskaya, we have Professor Salama, we have Professor Madame Bushra. And the other most important person for culture and for the history of mankind is Minister Awas. It appears that in the last December, like a Christmas present, he went to Curitiba to build a museum of pharaohs. And he built it in a I would say, a spiritual center where I was once, the Rosicrucian Center. I attended there to a ceremony of spiritual initiation made in the sense of the pharaohs. In fact, it appears that one of the main pharaohs, about 25 centuries ago, was the father of the Rosicrucians in a spiritual way of presenting it. Now it appears that I have to talk a little bit about philosophy. I see it as a philosopher. In the history of philosophy, I learned with my father there were three domains in nominalia. Nominalia ante rem, it was Platonism. Nominalia in rem, the names and the things. It was Aristotelianism that gave formalism in mathematics. And then Abelard made nominalia post rem. It gave rise to the concept of mathematics that is called intuitionism. Well, I think that neutrosophy, with the third domain of truth, is one of the applications of intuitionism to applied mathematics. And I see another one, and this other one is the one I shall try to bring to Egypt for the first time. It is called transdisciplinarity. It has been founded by Basarab Nicolescu from Romania, still alive. It has a few Nobel Prizes inside. It's always the idea of a logic with more values, approaching different levels of reality, approaching philosophy of science, approaching complexity. So this is another dimension complementary to neutrosophy that I think will arrive to Egypt, inshallah, next May. The other thing I might bring, if it is interesting, would be our Center of Philosophy of Sciences and the information from our UNESCO share on intangible heritage, in the place of the world where the heritage is the most tangible. Therefore, I'll keep everyday contact with Professor Sálama and with all that are interested in corresponding with me. And then from May on, inshallah, I hope I will stay for a very long time in Egypt. Because nowadays, unfortunately, I'm retired and free. And I hope I can share my little knowledge and great force of work. Bismillah. Thank you. Bye.